Hi everyone, it's Kute here, sending you love wherever you are around the world right now. Big love to you. You know, there's been a lot of questions I've received lately about how do you break a pattern of feeling unworthy? How do you break a pattern of feeling a lack of self-esteem? I think at some point in our lives, we all have had some kind of experience of feeling unworthy, not worth it, not truly in touch with our sense of real value, maybe a lack of confidence, a lack of self-esteem. So how do you break a pattern of feeling unworthy within yourself and in your life? You know, there's many tips and strategies and techniques and do this and buy that and go grab that thing. And you know, the challenge in our culture is we've been conditioned to look for a sense of value, a sense of validation, a sense of esteem, a sense of worthiness in external things. If you are looking for a sense of self-worth, self-value, self-esteem in external things outside, a relationship, your bank account, money, your car, your hair, your clothes, your breasts, your toenails, the size of your eyelashes, you know, the size of your house, whatever it is, you will not find a sense of real self-worth in those things outside. Everything in the physical world is completely changing, impermanent, transitory. So if you have attached and identified yourself with those things that we are conditioned to believe and conditioned to identify with, if you have attached your sense of validation, value, worth, self-worth to those things outside, you are in trouble, because those things are constantly changing, and so will the sense of worth and value based on whether you're being loved, based on whether he calls you back, based on whether you get the big house or whether you have the job or the title or the size of your bank account. Your true self-worth has nothing, I repeat, nothing to do with anything outside here. We've been conditioned from the moment that we are born. You know, we're often conditioned by society and the media from the moment we're born. You're not enough. 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 We're told repeated messages, you're not enough. But if you just wear this underwear, you'll be okay. If you just drink this beer, eat this hamburger, go to this school, do this thing, follow this path, then that will give you a sense of value and self-worth. And we are bombarded and conditioned and hypnotized and sold that who we essentially are is not enough just by being who we are. So we erroneously run around, spend our entire lives contorting ourselves, creating a life to try and get a sense of worthiness and value that ultimately we already have, but we've lost touch with and we've forgotten. Real self-worth does not come from outside of yourself. To understand the nature of real self-worth, you must understand and know who you really are. We've been conditioned to believe we're this body. And if your self-worth is attached to your body, you know, the shape of your eyes, having hair or having no hair, wrinkles and wrinkle-free, you know, the body will change. You're in trouble. But we're conditioned to believe with this body, with this name, with this form. But to understand true self-worth and true self-esteem, you must know that you are not, you must know who you really are. So who are you really? Then you realize that you are not just this body, you are not just this form, you are not just this name, you are not just this identified persona that we often so have attached to and identified ourselves as. This is the small self. To understand true self-worth, you must know who you really are, which is the big self, your real self. When you know that what you are is infinite, what you are is pure consciousness, what you are is the source of life, that there is an energy, a life force that is living and breathing you, that is unchanging, that transcends all of this. A consciousness within you, soul, a big self that is alive as you. Then you realize that you really are is whole, is perfect, is complete, cannot be touched by anything out there. You've always been perfect. You've always been okay. You've always been worthy. Your soul is priceless. What you are, your true self, your soul, your beingness is infinite, is priceless. It is everything. And when you realize this, when you recognize the depth, the richness, and the fullness of your being, you will know the true source of self-esteem, the true source of worthiness, and you will not look for it out here anymore. So where in your life have you been seeking a sense of self-worth, trying to get a sense of value from outside? Where and what is it costing you? From this mistaken belief that who I am is not enough, from who I am is not truly worthy, which is a completely mistaken belief. No matter how much you believe it, no matter how many stories you have spun about it, it is just a story, and it cannot take away from your inherent value or worth, because your soul is perfect. But from the mistaken belief that who I am is not worthy, as children often we take on this belief, this perception. Perhaps we were abandoned, perhaps our emotional needs weren't met, we weren't made important. We made up a story that who I am is not worthy. I'm undeserving of love, abundance, creativity, prosperity, for my voice to be heard. So then we go out into the world trying to, from this place of feeling an illusory whole, we go out into the world to try and fill that hole, to become whole. But just know that going out into the world to try and fill what seems like a hole will not make you whole. In order to be whole, you must go inside. You must go inside to the depth of your being, and then you will realize your true wholeness. You must be willing to have the courage to unplug yourself from the societal conditioning and the societal programming and hypnosis that conditions you and us to believe that you're not enough. You must have the courage to unplug yourself and stand in the center of your being. And as you go inside, you will reconnect with the center of your being and realize what you have been all along, which is completely perfect and whole and complete. You will find the source of worth. True worth has been inside you all along. So are you willing today to love yourself as you are? Many times we want to love the nice parts of ourselves. Well, if I can love the nice parts of ourselves, then I'll be worthy, then I'll be okay. Then if I can just do more good deeds, if I can just serve more people, if I can just be a good girl, a good guy, then I'll be worthy. You're already worthy. That's the joke. The joke is you are already worthy the moment you were born, not because of anything you did, but simply just because you are. So can you love not just those parts of yourself that you like, not just those nice, pretty parts of yourselves, but are you willing to have the courage to love those parts of yourselves that you are ashamed of? Are you willing to love those parts of yourself that aren't so perfect, that aren't so healed, that aren't so complete, so to speak? Can you love the whole range of you? Because the whole range of you is a part of you, and it's all perfect. We are on a journey in this life. We are on a journey of evolving, of growing, of realizing who we truly are. That every single thing in our lives and every single experience is designed to serve our own evolution. So ultimately, you may not do things perfectly. You're going to make mistakes sometimes. But your true worthiness, your true worth is not dependent on whether you succeed or fail, or whether you're perfect or make mistakes. You are simply worthy just because you were born, just because you are alive. So if you're dealing with an issue of feeling worthy, don't look outside, look inside. Look inside at your own heart, at your own being. Go inside and love those parts of yourselves that you have learned to judge. Go inside and love those parts of yourselves that perhaps you have hated, that you have mistakenly thought is not enough. Go inside. Love that child. Love that little kid, child part of you. Let that part of you know. Give that part of you the love, the connection, the nurturing, the care, the validation that perhaps it didn't get growing up, that perhaps you may not have gotten certain needs met. Give that to yourself. And as you love yourself as you are, you will transform, you will heal, and you will realize that what you really are is love itself. You are worthy. Just because. I love you. If you enjoyed this blog, please subscribe, share this video with all those in your life. Love now.